Hello and happy Tuesday. Welcome into FSU Weather. It's March 6, 2018. I'm student meteorologist Tevin Wooten.
I'm student meteorologist Michael Anand, and it was a very rainy day here in the Tallahassee region.
It was very rainy and soggy and wet. Not the best day to get outside and enjoy Landis, unfortunately.
Yeah, but it's not things are going to change as we go into tonight. Sun's going to return as we go into tomorrow.
The sun does return eventually. I think we have cloud coverage that's going to stick around a little bit more longer than some of us might suspect today. But I think tomorrow is when we do start to see the sunshine and cooler temperatures.
Yeah, it's going to be really cool. The coolest air we haven't felt in a while here in Tallahassee.
Since early February, and it's ironic because spring break starts officially next Monday, but if you are like me and you don't have Friday classes, I get to go home Thursday afternoon. But it's gonna feel very cold. Well, very cold, relatively speaking.
I think it's cool
like
for beach weather.
Yeah, cool for beach weather. Not cool if you're any place along the northeast coast right now that is preparing for another nor'easter that's going to bring either 6 inches of snow to up to a foot or a foot and a half of snow, inches of snow in the next few days.
I know they're still even recovering from the first one from this past weekend.
Right. Places along the Cape already still trying to dig out and get their life back together. But they have to press pause on that and return back to, winter weather preparations because there are winter storm warnings along the northeast Atlantic coast right now. A lot to talk about here at FSU Weather, and we're going to go ahead and send things on over to student meteorologist Sarah Converse. She's got a look at the overview. Sarah?
Thanks, guys. So currently right now in Tallahassee, we're at 65 degrees, so a little bit on the cooler side. It is cloudy outside since we did have all those the rain showers come our way, so the cloud cover is going to stick around for later on in tonight, but pretty much it's going to bring some nice weather after this cold front moves through. As you can see with that cold front, it's going to bring some of that, we saw some of that rain into the evening hour of 6, but it's going to slowly move out of our way. By tonight and Wednesday should be a clear sky, so when you do go out to work or your classes, it will be a nice day as that cold front, that low pressure system moves in. We'll have a high pressure system moving in, so it'll make really nice it'll be clear skies for tomorrow. But for tonight's forecast, it is 46 in Tallahassee, 49 in St. Mark's, and 46 in Monticello. So a little bit on the chilly side, so if you do go out, you probably will need a light jacket as you go out through your night. But for the headlines for later on in the show, we'll talk about this rain clearing out by tonight. We'll see cooler temperatures through the week. We'll actually dip into the 30s when we see into that extended forecast. But there'll be plenty of sunshine on the way as we end off this last week before spring break. But I'm going to go over to the desk with Tevin. But yeah, so it's going to be really nice outside once that cold front moves through.
It will be really nice once the cold front comes through, but obviously, as its namesake, it will be cooler.
Yes.
We'll call it a cool front here. I know there are some places along the northeast that would certainly enjoy 65-degree temperatures, which honestly, it's not that bad. You'll probably need the jacket as you head out, as you mentioned, in the morning. We'll still be in the 30s in some portions of the Big Bend, but then by the afternoon with plenty of sunshine, hopefully the radiation from the sun will start to settle in. You won't need the jacket.
Yeah, definitely. But it's going to be looking really nice once that rain does move through, and then we'll see another chance of another cold front on Sunday.
On Sunday, right? Yeah. Saturday night into Sunday, the timing's still a little bit iffy. Of course, things can change between now and then, but it looks like another mid to late weekend cold front will be here before we know it. Which it is that season. It's spring.
Yes.
Lots of cold fronts come in, and almost spring, technically speaking. Meteorological spring. The official start of spring is the Tuesday after spring break.
Yes.
But the cold fronts start to dive in and surge in the cooler air. But along those cold fronts is when we also get ready for severe weather season. That's something that a lot of people should keep in mind as they are coming back from spring break.
Yeah, definitely. So make sure you keep update with your weather as you're coming back to Florida State, and be careful when you're driving out on the roads.
Driving out on the roads, that's something that some people, I saw a few wrecks today, unfortunately, because the roads get a little damp and sometimes people go too fast or you can't brake all that quickly.
Yes.
And that could turn very bad very quickly.
Yeah, so make sure if you do go on the roads tonight, since they are going to still be wet, make sure you have your headlights on. Make sure you don't really brake if you go through a puddle, because that's when you hydroplane. So be careful when you're out on those roads.
Yeah, and then the severe weather warnings, as we were just mentioning, have a way to get your severe weather warnings as we get into spring. The cell phone, I keep mine right here. It's always with me. That's a good way to get it, but if the power goes out or cell towers go out,
yes.
you would want to have a hand-cranked weather radio or a
yeah.
chargeable NOAA weather radio, portable weather radio. You can get them at any home goods store, even Walmart or Publix might sell them too, especially as we get into the severe weather season. They probably hopefully they push those right up to the front so people can purchase those.
I know not many people actually do have the radio.
Right.
So that's really unfortunate since power does go out. The phone won't be very helpful for you, so yeah, it's better be safe than sorry to have it.
It's an electronic, and much like any electronic, it has a battery, and that battery can ultimately die out. So you want to have a way to get those warnings.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, let's go ahead and we're going to send things over to the wall now. We're going to take a look at the local forecast. Actually, I will take you there, but until I get there, because I do have to walk a few feet, feast your eyes upon this. Cloudy sky conditions today, and that's what we saw as we woke up this morning and we went throughout the day and we put this into motion, and then just like that, there goes some rainfall through the area. This is from our Florida State University weather sim camera. The clouds coming in from the west, the rain moves in, and then we had a soggy day today. Luckily, the rain is no longer coming out of the sky. Temperatures at 65 degrees right now. Still cloudy out there, but notice this, the winds are from the south. So the front has not moved all the way through just yet. We know on the other side of that front, the winds will start to shift and come from the north and west, and I will show you that illustration. Another way that we can point out a front on our weather tools that we have here in the Weather Center, the humidity levels, they will start to dry out once the front passes through. Has not quite dried out. In fact, far from drying out. 97% humidity in Tallahassee, 94% for Quincy and Bainbridge, 93% along the coast in Apalachicola. So we'll take a look at satellite and radar. We do have starting to see some clearing as far as the rainfall goes, but clouds are starting to build back in from the west near Panama City to East Point and into Tallahassee and north of really along I-10. So we're not quite done with that front just yet, and you can still see we might see a lingering shower or two popping up behind this main front, the main part of the front, but it will start to clear as we get into tonight and early parts of tomorrow morning. The temperatures right now in the mid-60s, 65 for Tallahassee and Perry, 64 for Valdosta, 66 in Quincy, and 68 for Bainbridge, 69 along the coast near Apalachicola. The dew points 24 hours ago, we were 18 degrees below. Now we're 18 degrees above. So it is certainly muggy out there. But Bainbridge, I think they take the cake. And no, actually, Quincy will take the cake. The dew points 25 degrees warmer now than they were this time yesterday. Bainbridge 23 degrees warmer. So I mentioned the futurecast winds, and this is just one tool that we have here at FSU Weather. So we saw the wind shift coming out of the south at first. They will shift and come from the north and west right around 4 o'clock tomorrow morning. And as we put this into motion, guess what? Not only do they come from the north and west, but they start to pick up too. And you want to talk about why we don't quite warm up into the 70s tomorrow. It's because the winds are cooler out of the northwest at about 15 miles an hour. And Thomasville is seeing winds at about 14 miles an hour tomorrow. So here's a look at tonight's forecast. Temperatures in the mid-50s, dropping down to Monticello or St. Mark's, dropping down to 49 degrees. St. Mark's expected to be at about 65 degrees tonight. Here's a look at your 7-day forecast. 64 degrees for Tallahassee tomorrow, so it will be cool. 65 degrees by Thursday and 68 on Friday. That's a look at your extended forecast. We're going to have more on that coming up, but let's go ahead and send things over to Sarah Converse. She's got a look around Florida. Sarah?
Thanks, Tevin. So right now, the cold front's really going to be a major factor into the Florida area of the weather we're going to be seeing. So we're going to start off with the panhandle. So right now in the panhandle, we did see some of that shower come through our area, but once that cold front moves through into Wednesday morning, we're mostly going to get some cloud cover, maybe a few sprinkles as you go out through your day, but mostly that's about it. And as we get into the central Florida, you can see that they got a lot of showers from that cold front, especially Citrus County, my hometown, and Orlando, getting a lot of those severe showers as they're going to be seeing a lot of that rainfall from that cold front coming through. And for South Florida, they're going to see a little bit of rain. Fort Myers saw some showers down there, and as they move through to West Palm Beach, but really when that cold front moves through, it's going to slowly make its way down the rest of Florida. And then for the temperature right now for all of Florida, you can kind of see how it usually should be. North is usually colder than the south. So Tallahassee at 65, close to my hometown Tampa at 71, and then down at Miami at 73. So you can see the difference of that temperature gradient of that cold front still sitting right here around Tallahassee and the Gainesville area. And as you can see with the temperature change, another way you can see that cold front is, as I said right here in Tallahassee, Gainesville, is that temperature change. So Pensacola's, we dropped 7 degrees, in Tallahassee we dropped 2, so you can see that drop of temperature change as South Florida and Central Florida is still waiting for that cold front to move through their area to bring down their temperatures. For that dew point though, we see we're a bit muggy out. Tallahassee at 64 since we did see all that rain. Tampa at 58 and 57 in Miami. Fort Myers is a little bit up there too at 61 because of that rainfall that they're receiving from that cold front. And the relative humidity, as you can see, the higher relative humidity, that means of the rain chances and that mugginess. So Tallahassee at 97 since we did see all that rain. 63 in Tampa, but for tonight it's going to be really nice outside. It's going to be 63 in Tampa, 50 in Gainesville, so really nice. But tomorrow's forecast is going to be nice again in those spring-like temperatures, 67 in Gainesville and 69 in Tampa. But for now, I'm going to send it over. I'm going to go to the desk again.
Yeah,
hey.
Come on back over here. Welcome. Glad to have you back.
Again. Long time no see.
I know. It's only been, what, like maybe 2 minutes?
Probably, yeah.
Probably about 2 minutes. Well, welcome right back. Good to have you.
Good to have you too.
So we're going to talk about some events now in the Tallahassee area that you can take part in, especially if you are a student here at Florida State.
Yes.
The first one I'm excited about, I saw the movie. I hope you should too. Have you seen Get Out?
Yes.
You have seen Get Out?
It's a really good movie. I'm not really into the whole scary suspense thing, but it was really good.
Scary and suspenseful. It is starting to show today at the Oglesby Student Union Center. The movie, let's see, I want to get that, the Ask You Student Life Center, not the Oglesby Union. Today through the 8th at 6:30, I believe. Let's see, 7:30, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And what's interesting about this is Jordan Peele, the writer of the movie, just won an Oscar for Best Writer.
Nice. I didn't know that. I wasn't watching the Oscars, so I have no idea. So that's really cool.
I was.
Oh.
As you can tell.
Yes. But also, it's free to students, so if you have nothing to do, go out and watch the movie. It's a really good movie. I would recommend.
And right now, baseball is playing. They're playing Kansas, the Jayhawks.
Yes.
And it looks like, hopefully, I think it's a midweek series that Florida State will likely win. They won yesterday 10-5.
Yes.
Go Noles.
Yeah, go Noles.
I think they had a brief rain delay today because of the rain.
Yeah.
There were no lightning strikes, but the tarp was on the field, and I think they try to wait for most of the heavy rainfall to move out before they take the tarp off.
Yeah.
Because believe it or not, it's not turf. It's actual grass. Surprise, surprise, if you didn't know that. But, I mean, there's a grounds crew out there that has to take weather into account. And that's one thing that a lot of people forget with sports.
Yeah.
They actually are on a weather schedule.
Yeah.
And hopefully we will update you if we get a score update if the game ends by the time this broadcast ends. I think it will still be going since they started late. So we end the broadcast, or not in the broadcast, but in our segment, and we'll send it back out to the wall. Michael Anand has a look at the national or the local forecast.
Thanks, Tevin and Sarah. So here's a live look at our FSU weather stem cam. You can see the clouds still lingering, but again, they're going to clear out as we head into tonight and tomorrow. This weather stem cam is going to be basking in sunshine. But our almanac for today, it was actually an average day. Even with the rain, it still felt like the beginning of March. 71 was our high, 46 was our low. Again, that is right where we're supposed to be for this time of year. Currently, though, it is 65 degrees. We have cooled down from that high because of the rain. That rain-cooled air caused that temperature to drop. It is cloudy, but the winds are still coming out the south, meaning that front hasn't made it through just yet. Now, the temperatures across the Big Bend region, 60s mainly. Upper 60s in Bainbridge and Apalachicola, middle 60s everywhere else. But again, this is going to be pretty nice. Again, it's going to be feeling very nice over these next few days. Winds are still coming out from the south, but look up towards Alabama. You see those winds starting to come out from the north and the west. That is the cold front right there. That is going to come down towards Tallahassee as we head into the next few hours. And by tomorrow morning, it's going to feel much cooler, much drier, and much more comfortable out there. Dew points are still high because we're still ahead of the cold front. But again, these are going to drop as we head into tomorrow. Much lower dew points. Dew points compared to this time yesterday are higher because moisture has come back from the Gulf. But again, we're going to have a quick turnaround. Winds are going to shift from the south and then come from the north and the west. So these dew points are going to become lower, well lower into tomorrow. You can see the futurecast showing those clouds and the rain moving out as we head into tonight, Tuesday, tonight at 11 p.m. And then tomorrow, lingering clouds maybe in the morning, right at 5 a.m. But then as the sun rises above the horizon, we clear out, high pressure builds back in, and it's going to be a gorgeous next few days, not only here in Tallahassee, but across the rest of the southeast. Tonight, though, is going to be cool, 46, pretty average again for this time of year. 51 down towards Apalachicola due to them being near the coast. Tomorrow, though, 64 will be our high tomorrow. That was a low for us a few weeks ago, so it's definitely going to feel cool. A shock to the system for most people here in the Tallahassee region. And this is going to be the story as we head into the next few days, as you can see by the 7-day forecast. We might get into the 70s on Saturday, but then the rain chances return on Sunday due to another cold front. We will look at the severe weather chances for that. We'll keep you tuned on what happens in terms of that. But for now, let's give it off to Tevin with a look at the national picture.
Yeah, we talked about what we had going on locally, but we want to focus on the national because we know that what happens across the country potentially will impact us here in Tallahassee. So we'll head to those fire weather warnings right now in places like Kansas, Wichita along 35. Doesn't quite cross over into the border, but they do have some high wind warnings across the border north of Oklahoma City and back towards the west. In the upper panhandle of Texas, right north of Guyman and down towards Amarillo. High wind warnings, so red flag warnings. Don't want to do any burning in those because the wind picks up some 20 to 30 miles an hour, and that can certainly spread a fire very quickly. Speaking of spreading, we are watching this apparent low in the Midwest right now from the Great Lakes near Lake Michigan, rather, towards Chicagoland. Some snowfall right there, and along the Great Lakes, some lake effect snow. But you can see this roll and spin of this low pressure center rotating in a counterclockwise manner, bringing snow all the way down towards St. Louis and back towards Kansas City. That will move towards the north and east, bringing, yes, another nor'easter for places that do not need it right now. North of D.C., south of Buffalo, already starting to see a changeover from rain to snow and sleet. Look at this. We've got some winter storm warnings for the Northeast and the Eastern Seaboard going to about 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. I think some of these actually will be either expanded or some of them likely do expand into the afternoon and maybe even evening hours tomorrow. But for the south, Raleigh, North Carolina, Norfolk, Virginia, and back towards Charlotte, only rain right now along 95. Certainly some good news. I don't think they want any snowfall right now. We see snow in the south and the city just shuts down completely. The futurecast will show you that this nor'easter and this apparent low will move towards the east, combining with a low pressure center that's in D.C. right now towards Boston. This is at about 6 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. It will be another soggy snowfall for those places in the northeast. Drying out, though, down here towards the south. Temperatures in the south right now, 65 for New Orleans and Tallahassee, 59 for Atlanta, 34 for Kansas City, 67 in Dallas-Fort Worth. San Antonio, not too bad, 73 degrees right now. We take a look at the west, 72 for San Antonio and 73 for San Fran. Tonight, cooling down really across the entire northern tier of the country. The high country, Denver, 28 degrees there, Salt Lake City at 32. Albuquerque, New Mexico at 37 and 43 for DFW. Tomorrow they warm up about 20 degrees to 61. San Antonio should be at about 70 degrees tomorrow with Kansas City at 41 degrees and Minneapolis at about 27. 30 degrees for Chicago tomorrow, 38 for Detroit, and 45 for D.C. That's a look at the national picture. Now let's go ahead and send things back on over to Michael. He's got a look at the southeast. Michael.
Yeah, let's zoom in into the southeast now. Let's zoom into the southeast now, and you'll see, look at the radar right now. That cold front is lingering right along the southeast coast and into the Gulf Coast states. Now, Tallahassee, you're probably out of the rain right now. We won't rule out a lingering shower for these next few hours, but the cold front is going to move through over these next few hours, and you can see the clearing skies behind that cold front. Watches and warnings shows you that we do have small craft advisories, again, due to the rain and the high winds due to that cold front. We do have a fire weather watch here in in Jacksonville. That is due to the low relative humidities, so it's dangerous if you have open flames out because it's very dry outside. Now we do have a lot of river flood watches, river flood warnings across Louisiana, Mississippi, and Alabama, and that's due to all the rain they've received over these last few weeks. a lot of rain over that area. Now, temperatures right now are in the 60s, mainly across the southeast. Now, down towards Florida, you're in the 70s. You're still ahead of that cold front, so it's going to remain warm over the next day or so, but temperatures will cool behind that cold front. Now, the temperatures are lower compared to this time yesterday. 10-degree drop this time yesterday in Jackson. But ahead of the cold front, it is warmer compared to this time yesterday. Very slight, though, with the 4 degrees rise compared to this time yesterday in Orlando. Dew points also tell you where this cold front is right here. 64 is your dew point in Tallahassee, but behind it, you're 21 in Jackson and 11 in Little Rock. Tonight's forecast will be cool behind the cold front, 46 in Tallahassee, 30s up towards Little Rock and Tupelo, 32 and 34 degrees respectively. Ahead of the cold front, you're still in the 60s. But again, that cooler air will filter as we head into tomorrow. As you can see by the cold front here, moves through Tallahassee right now. And then it will move through Orlando as we head into tomorrow, very early tomorrow morning before sunrise. And it will be in South Florida by the time as we head into tomorrow. But look at the rest of the southeast. High pressure builds in, clear skies return, and that's going to be the story as we head into the next few days. Tomorrow's forecast, though, 50s across the interior portion of the southeast. Very cool compared to what it's been over these last few weeks. But for now, I'm going to take it back to the desk and talk to Sarah about the sporting events here at Florida State and in the state of Florida. Tevin did bring up the game against Kansas.
Yes.
Yeah, and they're actually playing right now, and it's good that the clouds are lingering and not that no rain is coming out of the clouds right now.
Yeah.
But they did have a big win yesterday.
Yeah, and also we'll have men's basketball. They're playing at Brooklyn. They're playing against Louisville at 12, and if they win, we'll play against Virginia.
Yeah, Louisville's tomorrow, and the win. If they get the win against Louisville, they play Virginia on Thursday, so let's hope. But Virginia's #1 ranked in the ACC, so it's going to be a tough game if they win against Louisville.
Yeah, but I believe in the Noles.
Yeah,
I believe in us. I believe we can do it.
Yeah, I think they're a good team this year. It's a very tough Virginia team, though.
Yeah. Also, we'll have softball. They're playing in Clearwater, Florida, against Penn University. Not Penn State, because I made that mistake that one time when I first read it.
I thought it was Penn State for a second, but it's Penn University.
Penn University.
I think it's a private college. Yeah, but they play on Thursday afternoon in Clearwater. Should be great weather for that. I think it's going to be in the 70s and clear because that cold front moves through the entire state of Florida tomorrow.
Yes. Yeah, definitely. And then we have golf, the Vasbar Championship. And it's on through Thursday through Saturday.
Thursday through Sunday. It's also in Clearwater.
Sunday.
Well, Thursday through Saturday is actually really nice. 70s, perfect weather conditions. But as we head into Sunday, that next cold front we're going to talk about, you're going to talk about that in your local forecast.
Yes.
That's actually going to cause some problems maybe into Sunday. We'll see about that. Thunderstorms are an issue for golf. You can't play when there's lightning outside.
Definitely.
But there's a lot of big names in the field. Tigers and Rory McIlroy are playing it for the first time.
Yeah.
So it's a huge event. I know, they went crazy over ticket sales when Tiger announced back on Friday. But it is going to be a big weekend for sports, not here at Florida State, but also in the state of Florida.
But for now, I'm going to go over to the wall and talk about our last local in Tallahassee. So right now, currently, we're sitting at 65 degrees, so a little bit on the cooler side. The cloud cover will stick around for the rest of the night as that cold front moves through out of our area by Wednesday, so making it really nice through the rest of the week. As that cold front right now, we're seeing some just cloud cover as that cold front did move through our area. Really just bringing that cloud cover, so it's going to be really nice because as that low pressure system moves in, we have a high pressure system moving in, bringing those clear skies. Since they're BFFs, they have to follow each other all over the place. As we zoom out, as you can see, it's going to slowly move down to Central Florida, giving them some rain and those cooler temperatures, and slowly into Miami area. But for the temperatures right now, currently it is, as I said, Tallahassee's at 65, Perry's at 65 as well, and Bainbridge is up there higher at 68. So pretty much all in the low to high 60s in the Big Bend area. So pretty nice right now, even though it probably is going to be a bit muggy out as you go through throughout the rest of the night as those clouds and the cold front moves through. But for our dew point change at 18 right now, since we have a lot of that the moisture come through from that cold front, but these dew points will drop as that cold front moves through, the high pressure system moves through, which we'll see drier dew points. So make sure you probably have your chapstick out as the cold front moves through by Wednesday and Thursday. And as I said, that much of that cold front is going to move through by the rest of tonight. Pretty much it's going to be some scattered clouds as we go through Wednesday morning, but as you go on through the rest of the day for your classes, after 9 o'clock, it'll be clear skies, it'll be sunny out, so it's going to be really nice as you go on through your rest of the day. But for tonight, we're going to sit in the 40s, so a little bit chilly, so make sure you have a jacket as you go out. I probably will have mine because I don't like the cold. It's going to be 46 in Tallahassee, 49 in St. Mark's, and 46 in Monticello, so pretty nice in the 40s, which we should be seeing right now in the springtime area. But for tomorrow's forecast, pretty much in the 60s, so pretty nice temperatures, a little bit on the cooler side, but nice temperatures at 64 in Tallahassee, 65 in St. Mark's, so really nice temperatures, so enjoy this as we end the last week before spring break. But for the 7-day forecast, we will see the cloud cover stick around for tomorrow, but as we go on through the rest of the day, it will clear out. The sun will come out eventually, but not really tomorrow. And the 2 points, as you can see with the low temperatures, they're going to dip down into the 30s, so we're going to see some 30s temps. But as we go on through the rest of the week, it's going to be really nice. We're going to warm back up as we're going to see another cold front approach our area at 90%. So if you do stick around Tallahassee as you're going back home, make sure you're careful as you're driving out on those wet conditions. But for now, we're going to send it over to the desk to close us.
Thanks. So the sun will return tomorrow, Tevin.
Just give it some time. It'll be some good news. And then guess what goes away? The muggy conditions.
Yeah, the muggy conditions also, they were only back for a day, though.
Right, so. Yeah. It hasn't been bad just yet, but it's Florida. I have been here for some time. I will give it some time because we know that by the time summer arrives.
We did have a preview of summer not even a few weeks ago,
right.
In February.
A preview of summer in February, a preview of spring before spring, also in February.
I know, yeah.
And then spring starts officially in just a week and a half, I think.
I know, and our highs for the next few days are in the 60s. Those were our lows again.
That's right,
See,
yeah.
Look at that 7-day. Those were our lows not even a few weeks ago.
Okay, so pick your favorite of the 7 days. What's your favorite day on there so far?
Friday looks the best. Saturday is actually really good because that's the 70-degree day with no rain.
Yeah, that's true. I could get down with Saturday or Sunday. It's the weekend and I won't be in school.
Yeah.
And then Sunday, though, I do like thunderstorms.
Sunday, we have to pay close attention to that because there is a severe weather threat for Sunday. There is a possibility. We're going to keep you tuned on that. But for now, Sunday's like one of those days you want to stay indoors. And if you're heading out to the beaches, Saturday's better than Sunday.
Saturday's better than Sunday. One day is better than the other, and that's the one that's better. Yeah. Saturday's better than Sunday.
Yeah. And don't forget to follow us on Twitter, twitter.com/FSU Weather.
Yeah, if you've got any photos, you can tweet them to us. You can also send them to us on Facebook. You share them. We like to air them if we can, if they're good.
Yeah, and we're right now live on YouTube, youtube.com/FSU Weather.
And on Insta at FSU Weather as well.
Yeah, the great pics. I know Brittany posted a great pic of her dog with the rain. But the good thing, the sun is coming back tomorrow.
That's right. Have a great night. We'll see you right back here at 6 p.m.
See you tomorrow at 6.